Okay, Hal, we had a good breakthrough for you today when we lowered your hands with the address position there. That was a big help because what we're trying to do is get the club pointed at the highest would be the belt buckle. So you have always had a tendency to hold it up, and the higher you hold the hands, the more likely it is to get steep. And that's the word that runs through all of your lessons. If you go back and look at all your old videos, you're going to find me say the word, your transition is too steep. Your transition is too steep. I'm trying to always get you to feel, so even when you started with it nice and relaxed there, a little bit lower, it goes out at the end. You see where you're going up with it there? Yeah, that's too high. That's too high of a starting point. And that can bring you down a little bit steep. Coming in through the shoulder, right? We're still working on down a little bit through the bicep would be better. And boom, you're striking when you were doing it and when you're hitting it now is far superior. I mean, it's not. There's no question in my mind that you're on the right track. But nobody, I've heard me say this before, nobody I've ever seen in damn near 40 years of teaching now comes back with a new habit. Everybody reverts to some degree of the old. If you revert to a little bit of the old, that's just human nature. If you revert to all the old, then the old shots are going to come out. And we know for you that low skulls and topping that ball is one of your issues. Okay, so we want to make sure that your hands are coming in as low as when they started and as close to your body, because that's the best chance to get down to the ball. So if you look at this one, that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, that's not bad. That's what I mean by always feeling like you can get the hands in lower and staying in the shot, which today I thought you did as well as you've ever done. Keeping that posture, right? Keeping the posture into impact, not losing it. Keeping that tilt to your upper body, right? So when you stand up to hit a ball, you bend over at the hips. Seat goes out a little bit, your butt goes out, you're on the ball of your feet, and then when you come back, you want to get as close as we can back to that posture. And that's pretty good. So I think, like I said, now the issue with missing the ball, which is kind of frustrating, I think, is like that ball's gone a good, say, 20 yards there, and $25, $30 yards maybe, 40 yards, and you still haven't picked it up in flight yet. So I think if you ask me why do I miss the ball a lot of times, I think that's it. There's two reasons I don't like to keep the head down. I have to keep the body down, but not the head. As soon as I make impact, I want to look up and follow it. That does two things. It allows me to enjoy the shot, but it also helps me get through the ball. If my head stays down too long, my hands swing through the ball and I hook it. You've got to learn to roll your head with the shot. So there's a little knack to rolling your head and still keeping your body down at the same time. But that's a long time to be looking at the ground. You look up now, as late as you did, and see a ball in a white cloud up there like that, there's no chance of picking it up. I'm sure you get your eyes examined and there's no problem there. It's a good position at the top, by the way. You got rid of some of this flying elbow. It's great. Much better on the transition. Still a little steeper than we want it, but better. Into impact, turning through the ball. A lot of evidence of improvement. A lot of evidence of improvement there. So you got to keep working on this stuff. I did like the posture change that we made, though. I really did. See what you do there when you start out. See how your hands are? Now watch this last part. Right there before you took off. We're trying to keep that club low for you, right? And you just don't want to lift it. Or your body. Right from the get-go, you got to stay where you are. The other thing we did was keep the left arm on the chest. That was another image that you liked today. Instead of saying don't lift it, I'm saying do keep your left arm on your chest. So that's just a positive affirmation instead of the do's in, the don'ts out, as they say. So your habit has always been right off the ball, you tend to lift the arms, club in the body. And I'm trying to get you to stay in your posture as long as possible. Because what will happen here, Hal, is that you get you'll get to the point where if you lift, even the ball being a stationary object, 1.68 inches in diameter, if you lift 2 inches, then you've got to come back down exactly 2. And nobody can ever be that consistent. So the best bet is to just stay right where you are. And again, didn't quite get to the bottom. So in review then, make sure you don't set up closed. We got to get square. Practice with clubs here. Practice that down there. Okay, don't let this get too far back inside here. Don't let your stance get too closed. Keep the hands low, pointed at the crotch. The butt of the club pointed at the crotch. Stay low. Come down low. Low with the hands. Now keep them low. Try to get them as low as you can. Try to feel like you're extending your arms like they're growing on the downswing. You're getting your hands all the way down to your knees at impact. And that will help you hit the bottom of the ball. Yeah, that's a long time to keep your head down. And I would say that is your difficulty in seeing it. So we should incorporate the little bit of the roll with the head so you can pick up the flight much better. We're going to start doing that now. Okay? There you go, Hal.